Well, Black and White Network, we're going to be talking about Gavin Newsom and the People's Republic of California. You guys may have found out, I've actually found out about this last night, that Gavin Newsom wants to give Black people, Black Californians, over $223,000 because they're victims. Now, guys, any Black person that's actually fallen for this and actually believe they're going to get $223,000, I believe they are a fool. This is nothing more than a Democrat governor of California trying to keep Black people enslaved to the government. There is no way in hell that this will work. There is no way. And even if they actually did give Black people this kind of money, and folks, it's something like $570 billion total, because there's something like 2.5 million Black people in California, assuming that they all qualify for this. If you just give money out at will like that, it's going to be a disaster. Nothing good will come from this. That money will not be reinvested. It's going to do nothing for nobody. And people are going to end up back in the same situation that they're already in. But Daily Wire here, Newsom's reparations task force kits around giving $223,000 to Black Californians. A reparations task force created by Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom is kicking around some large sums up to $223,000 to give to each qualifying Black American residing in California. Now, the thing is, guys, California does not have this cash. From what I actually understand, that is bigger than a whole entire budget for California. This is a virtue signal right here, folks. It is a virtue signal. Newsom created the 9-person task force in 2020 as a social justice measure to promote equity. Quote, as our country reckons with our painful legacy of racial injustice, California again is poised to lead the way towards a more equitable and inclusive future for all, the governor said at the time. The task force maintains that a legacy of housing discrimination should qualify some Black Americans in the state to a total compensation of $569 billion, or about $223,000 per person. Housing discrimination was just one of the areas the group is looking into, though, meaning those totals could increase. The effects of mass incarceration, unjust property seizures, devaluation of Black businesses, and healthcare are the other 4 areas being examined, according to the New York Times. The task force has broadened eligibility to any descendant of an enslaved African American or a free Black person living in the United States prior to the end of the 19th century, the report noted. There are currently about 2.5 million Black Americans living in the Golden State. Now, here's the thing. Here's my question. What about white Californians that are actually descended from Black slaves? Are they going to get anything? Probably not. And we know for a fact that there are white people in this country today that are actually descended from Black slaves. Now, one name that actually comes to mind is Sally Hemings. She was the slave of Thomas Jefferson, and she was actually like 75% white. And all of her kids grew up that she actually had with Jefferson. They went on into society as white people, and they have descendants here today. Now, I don't believe they're Californians, but if they were in California, would they actually get anything? Of course not. Of course not. And giving money away at will like that, let's say that they actually just dropped all this money. It would be out of control. Inflation would be out of control in California. But he's going to find some gullible people, really, to actually buy into this. Now, here's the thing also. What if you have people, let's say, like I'm out here in Texas. What if I decide to drive to California, moved there because I want my $223,000. I want it. I established residency there. Would I actually get money too? I mean, since you're giving out all of this money, what if a whole bunch of black people just start flocking over there to California? I believe there's going to be people out there that are going to get duped by this. I truly do believe that. Now, you actually have to prove that you have a descendant that was actually enslaved. For a lot of people, that's going to be kind of hard right there. Now, I have my ancestry on ancestry.com. It is very, very hard to actually tell if your black ancestors were enslaved or not. Now, of course, chances are yes, but how do you actually prove that? I mean, you can actually go out there and get a genealogist or something to really work on that, but that's going to cost like thousands of dollars to actually do. It's very, very difficult, folks. It is. And here's the thing. You're pretty much paying for your own reparations with this. Now, the vast majority of white people in this country, guess what? They actually came at the turn of the century. They came from Europe, and they weren't exactly slave owners. And you as black people living in California, paying your taxes, you're paying your own reparations. That is your money they're just going to give back to you if you even get it. Don't be duped by this. Don't be duped. California does not have this money. And they're just taking your money and wrapping it up in a bow and say, hey, here's a little something for you. Here's a little something for you. But there's going to be gullible people that are actually going to buy into this. And it's just not true. This is a virtue signal by Gavin Newsom and Democrats to enslave black people to the government even more. Don't fall for this. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.